This, what I have for you today, is the Great Plains rat snake. The Great Plains rat snake is fairly common on the western two-thirds of the Texas, that is. They look very similar to the prairie king snake. As you can see, they have a pretty similar pattern overall. They're nice and shiny, kind of like a king snake, at least most of them are. This one doesn't even have the keeling that the prairie king snake has. It's fairly smooth and shiny. I'll give you a little closer look at it. I'll show you the back I was talking about. See, it's pretty shiny. There's a few spots that have a couple keel scales, but overall it's pretty shiny. Not much keeling there. It's pretty smooth. A lot of the other rat snakes do have a little bit of keeling. Something else I'll show you on its head. Let's not make it mad. Come here, buddy. If you look at the shape of its head, it's got a little bit of a neck to it. Not much still. But you can look at the overall pattern on behind the head too as indication this is a Great Plains rat or an Emery's rat or an Emery eye and not a prairie king snake. Another thing I'll show you too is the belly. The belly is kind of that cool checkerboard like pattern. It's got a much more distinct than the prairie king. And we mentioned the anal plate on a prairie king. I'll show you the anal plate on a Great Plains rat snake once I get him under control here. It's kind of tricky to, doesn't really like to show off these little anal plate. But let's do it anyhow. Alright. You should be able to see if the camera focuses nicely on that. You'll see that it is divided down the center. There's a little line that makes it actually have two plates instead of a single plate. That makes it a rat snake. There's other snakes that have the double plates too, so not all who has one is definitely a rat snake. But if you're trying to distinguish if it's a rat snake or a king snake, that would be one of them. These guys are really good at eating all kind of rodents. They like to eat small rats and mice. They'll even eat birds. They'll even eat other animals from time to time, but that's their primary diet. Their head shape. This one is actually confused sometimes with a Texas rat snake. And if you look, the head pattern, it's got a nice strong head pattern like I was showing you before. It's got lots of pattern on its head at an adult size. The babies look just like the adults, just smaller. But a Texas rat snake will start off looking like a head pattern very similar to this, but as it grows, that head pattern turns to a gray color instead of this really nice, cool pattern on its head. These are very beneficial to get around. This is a good size one. I've seen some a little bigger than this, but this is over probably around 3 feet or so. I've seen them about 4 feet. This is a nice size male. They're really neat animals. And most of the time these are gentle when you pick them up, even in the wild. You can pick these up and they generally don't even bite. They're just really cool, gentle animals. Sometimes you might get one little nip out of them, but they calm down pretty quickly. The Texas rat sometimes is a little different than that. So, the Great Plains rat snake.